Hello, sports fans. Hey, welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football, NFL Football Week 11 recap show. We'll recap the game between the Titans and the Packers as the Titans won 27-17 over the Packers Thursday, and I'll give my thoughts and I'll recap the game, give you the highlights. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 Week 11 Thursday Night Football trivia question. Who was the Titans' receiving yardage leader in 2000, 2001, and 2002? I will have the answer later in the podcast. Well, the Tennessee Titans beat the Green Bay Packers 27-17 at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, Thursday night. The Titans really took control of this game right from the start, while his jump pass for a touchdown to Austin Hooper may be the lasting memory from the Tennessee Titans' 27-17 victory over Green Bay Thursday. Derrick Henry quietly achieved 2 more rushing milestones. With his 4-yard run in the second quarter, the Titans' superstar running back tallied his 10th touchdown of the season, joining LaDainian Tomlinson, with 9, Adrian Peterson with 7, Sean Alexander with 5, and Michael Turner also with 5, as the only players in NFL history to rush it for at least 10 touchdowns in 5 consecutive seasons. Not only did Henry tally his 10th touchdown, but also he eclipsed the 1,000-yard mark on the year with the achievement. He joined Eddie George with 7 seasons, Chris Johnson 6, Earl Campbell 5 as the franchise's only players with at least 4 1,000-yard rushing seasons. Henry carried the ball 28 times for 87 yards on Thursday. Aside from the ground game, the Titans' passing attack was remarkably better in Green Bay. Ryan Tannehill perhaps had his best game of the season and year, showing tremendous accuracy for completing 22 of 27 passes on 33 yards. For the Packers, they struggled offensively and defensively, and they never led once in the loss to the Titans on Thursday. The biggest problem was their run on defense. The Packers have one of the worst run defenses in the NFL, and they stopped Derrick Henry once, but after that, everything just went wrong, and they just could not do anything right. They had an opportunity in the fourth quarter, but could not take advantage of it. And Aaron Rodgers blames himself for the loss to the Titans on Thursday. And I'm going to recap it for you right now. I'm going to give you the highlights of the game. First quarter, the Titans scored their first touchdown of the game. And it was 1st and 10. Ryan Tannehill's pass left to Hillard for the 1-yard touchdown, and Lambeau's extra point was good, and it was 7-0 Titans. And then the Green Bay Packers went 3 and out, had to punt after 3 plays and 4 yards. Then Tennessee had to punt, went 3 and out after 3 plays and -3 yards, and then the Packers scored their first touchdown of the game. It was 39 to the Tennessee 14. Aaron Rodgers passed short to Watson for the 14-yard touchdown. Crosby's extra point was blocked, and O'Donnell and defensive 2-point attempt. Cole recovered the blocked kick, and the attempt failed. So it was 7-6 at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, the Titans had a turnover on downs, and It was a 4th and goal at the Green Bay 14. Derrick Henry up the middle to the Green Bay for -2 yards, and that's what was the downs. And then that's when the Packers got the ball back, but they went 3 and out. Had the punt after 3 plays and -5 yards, and then the Titans scored their second touchdown of the game. It was Derrick Henry left tackle for the 4-yard touchdown. Lambeau's extra point was good, and it was 14-6. Titans, and then they kicked off. The Packers did, and for 58 yards from the Tennessee 35 to the Green Bay 7. Nixon to the Green Bay 22 for 15 yards, and then at 1st and 10 it was at the Green Bay 22. Aaron Rodgers passed short left to Aaron Jones, ran out of bounds at the Green Bay for 24 for 2 yards, and then 2nd and 8 by Green Bay 24. Aaron Rodgers passed short middle to Aaron Jones to the Green Bay 35 for 11 yards. And then it was the 1st and 10. Aaron Rodgers passing complete left to Aaron, short left Aaron Jones. And there was no gain. And it was 14-6 at halftime. In the third quarter, the Packers kicked a field goal. Whoa, I am sorry. The Packers kicked a field goal, and they got to the 4th and 11 at the Tennessee 21. Crosby's 39-yard field goal was good, and it was 14-9. Titans. Then Tennessee scored their 3rd touchdown of the game, and it was Derrick Henry pass short middle to Austin Hooper for the 3-yard touchdown. For the 3-yard touchdown, Lambeau's extra point is no good, and it hit right upright, and so it was 20-9. Then the Packers scored their 2nd and only other touchdown of the game. Aaron Rodgers passed short left to Watson for the 8-yard touchdown. And then there was a Tennessee 2-point conversion attempt. Aaron Rodgers passed Aaron Jones is complete, and it was 2017. And then the Titans scored their 4th touchdown of the game. Ryan Tannehill passed deep middle to Austin Hooper for the 16-yard touchdown. Lambeau's extra point is good, and it was 27-17. And in the 4th, Green Bay had the punt after going 3 and out, 3 plays, 3 yards, and then Tennessee had an interception. And it was 2nd and 1 at the Tennessee 24. Ryan Tannehill's pass deep middle intended for Burks, intercepted by Douglas at the Green Bay 12. And Douglas to the Green Bay 34 for 22 yards, but it was no gain. And that's when the Packers got the ball back, and they had the punt after going 3 and out, minus 2 yards. And then the Titans had to go 3 and out after going 3 and out, three plays for 9 yards. And then the Packers had to show right down. They had an opportunity, and it was a 3rd and 3. Aaron Rodgers passing complete, and it was to Alan Lazard for no gain. And then it was 4th and 3rd. Aaron Rodgers pass incomplete, deep left to Alan Lazard, and that was when they had an opportunity to try to score, but they couldn't do it. And there was all Ryan Tannehill had to do was kneel for 3 plays, and nonetheless, the Titans get the win by the final score of 27-17. I'll give out the game balls in just a sec, but right now it is time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Week 11 trivia question. Who was the Titans' receiving yardage leader in 2000, 2001, and 2002? And if you said Derek Mason, you are correct. Mason had over 1,000 yards receiving in 2001 and 2002. And I will have another trivia question on my podcast tomorrow for Scott Sports on my NFL Football Sunday early game, so pregame show, so stay tuned for that. And now to give out the game balls. And I got to get into the Titans. Ryan Tannehill, 22 of 27, 3 carries and attempts, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Derrick Henry, 28 attempts, 87 yards, 1 touchdown. And Treylon Burks, 7 receptions, 111 yards. So this was one of those games where the Packers had opportunities but just could not do it. So they will have to regroup for their next opponent, which will be during Thanksgiving weekend. And the Sunday during Thanksgiving weekend to wind it up, and it will be the Sunday night game in Week 12. They will be playing the 8-1 Philadelphia Eagles, and most likely we'll get the one over the Indianapolis Colts tomorrow. But we do have some great action for tomorrow. The Chicago Bears travel to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Carolina travels to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Cleveland travels to Detroit and Stadium Stadium to take on the Bills. And it's a must win for the Browns for tomorrow. Washington travels to Houston to take on the Texans. Philadelphia, as I said, plays the Colts in Indianapolis. The Jets travel to Foxborough for the second time this year to play the Jets. The Rams travel to New Orleans to play the Saints. Detroit travels to East Rutherford, MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the Giants. The Raiders travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. Dallas travels to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Cincinnati travels to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Sunday night game, the Chiefs travel to Inglewood, California, near LA to take on the Chargers. And Monday Night Football, the 49ers take on the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Recap Show. I'll be back tomorrow with the Scott Sports 101 Sunday NFL Football Sunday early games, pregame show, and then the postgame show after the early games and the Browns game, and late games pregame show, early games postgame show, late games pregame show, and then the late games postgame show, and the Sunday Night Football pregame show, and then the postgame show. I follow that one, and on Monday the Monday Night Football pregame and postgame show. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day and every way possible. So long, everybody. Everybody, 3, 2, 1, I'm done.